Welcome to the Golf Parent.
What you say?
I've had a lot of conversations with, golf pros, golf coaches, more traditional, I guess, mindset coaches. I mean, everything has been very, very golf centric. But you come at this from a slightly different angle because your background's not necessarily in golf. Your background's in martial arts, Muay Thai, fighting, and helping fighters become champions. Am I understanding that correct?
Yes, I worked as a Muay Thai coach and MMA coach for several years, and now I've transitioned into golf, despite, yes, like you said, the pretty unique background.
So where does that overlap? So how does a background understanding martial arts and everything that goes into that, you know, I guess my first question to you would be, would you suggest that all the golf parents out there put their kids in some form of martial art training to augment in addition to the other sports that they're in?
That's an interesting question. 100%, 100%. And the reason is, and we can get into this, is one, I think that it builds confidence in a way that very few things do. And confidence is going to translate in all aspects of life, whether it's on the golf course, school, or anything else that these kids want to do with their lives. It teaches discipline, right? And having discipline in your golf game is extremely important, not only in the way that you play, but in the way that you practice. Another thing the reason that I transitioned from martial arts into golf was when my body, after, many, many years of abusing my body, I guess, if you would, from too much fight training, there came a time where I knew that that was going to have to stop, but I needed something to replace it. And I needed to scratch that itch and I needed to check certain boxes. And at our academy, our golf academy, we say that golf is technical, physical, and mental. And martial arts was the exact same thing for me. It was technical, it was physical, and it was mental. So I was able to replace that with golf. And a lot of people may not see those similarities if they haven't done both. But in fact, I had a conversation a few weeks ago with a world champion boxer who now plays golf. And she iterated the exact same idea, which is you're absolutely right. Now that I've retired from boxing, golf has replaced it because it tends to check all the same boxes that we were looking for. So absolutely, I think it's an amazing way to get your kids, and also the functional aspect of martial arts, which is it's a very full body experience, it's a very mental experience, and that's going to translate into golf in so many good ways.
So you've got a background in Muay Thai, but
Muay
is,
Thai, yeah,
this may be, Muay Thai? Muay Thai?
Muay
How
Thai,
am I saying that
yeah,
wrong?
Muay Thai, yeah,
Muay Thai.
yeah.
The Canadian Albertan in me is coming out with the the twangy. Um, are you? This may be a difficult question to answer, but if you had to pick maybe your top three different martial arts to put a kid into that directly would translate to golf, what would those be?
Yeah. I think Muay Thai, yes, as long as it's done properly. I'm not a huge fan of kids fighting or kids sparring or risking severe injury. I mean, fighting it's a tough sport. So as long as it's done properly and taught properly, the reason Muay Thai I think is so good for golf is because of the physical aspects of the techniques. Right. So when I teach someone how to punch or how to kick, we're using ground forces, we're using lag, we're using combinations of legs and core and upper body, we're teaching how to generate power efficiently. And all of those things are the exact same things we're trying to learn for the golf swing. And one of the reasons that I've progressed relatively quickly in golf, I believe, is because I had that solid martial arts background and was able to apply many of those principles to learning the golf swing. In fact, sometimes I'll look at the golf swing from a different perspective than most golf coaches because I just see it from the perspective of martial arts and movement instead of getting caught up in all of the golf terminology or the golf concepts that they've been learning for 20 years. And so that I would think, yes. As a parent and as someone who believes that martial arts can also help for self-defense, it can help for kids that might struggle with bullying or any of those things. Another martial art that I think is extremely valuable is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is kind of like the opposite of Muay Thai. It's ground-based, it's non-contact, so no one's getting hit. And again, that's less of a technical, there's less technical overlap with golf, but I think it just teaches so many beautiful values and it teaches discipline and the importance of training and the importance of just applying yourself and learning something that you're going to be able to use no matter also how big you are, small you are. It's great for girls. It's great for women. And I have a lot of friends that are jiu-jitsu instructors and black belts. So obviously I have a huge fondness for that sport as well. And then I think those are the main two. I think you can do boxing or kickboxing or Muay Thai. They're all more or less the same as far as the basic techniques. But I think those two kind of opposites of each other, but I think they complement each other really nicely.